Alright, Sagittarius. I'll be honest, like both of my parents are Sagittarius, and I really don't know that much about Sagittarius because my parents are not normal. So I'm gonna try not to not imbue, that's not the right word. That's like saying I'm giving something to you, and I can't do that, especially if you don't take it, then it's not yours. It's what I'm trying to say is I'm trying not to take their baggage and put it on y'all. I'm not gonna do that. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna read for Sagittarius. But first I have to pick your deck. So let's do that right now. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm being real sacrilegious today. I can't help it. But I'm gonna pick your deck. Hold on. Alright, this deck that I'm using, I saw this on another reader's channel, and she was doing a live stream, and I was like, what is that deck? I need it. It's the vice versa deck. I love it. I don't know. I like it. I don't know. I was talking to yeah, I had to check who I did last. I was talking to Leo, and I was like, yeah, all my decks have come to me in really different ways, and this one, that was just one of the ways that I got it. And I have 3 actual tarot decks, and then I have a deck that's alchemy playing cards, but that's actually the first deck that I started reading with, and I got that in an interesting way as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into your reading, Sagittarius, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I read while I start shuffling. So I read intuitively, and I basically tell a story. We pull. When I say pull, I mean the cards jump out when they're good and ready. 10 cards, and that's a story, and then I just run through the story, and then I'll clarify anything that we have questions about that's not like super clear, and we will talk about that. And the purpose of this reading, Sagittarius, is to help you find your path of least resistance. And the reason that you're here is because you've decided that you're ready to be happy. And so I don't do like a specific, like it's not like a relationship read or anything like that. It's just a story. It's like about where you are right now at this moment when you decide that you're ready to be happy, and about how to get to your happy place. What happy means for you. Figure it out. Like what's the next step for you? That's what we're talking about. And your cards are just gonna be just whenever. I'll be honest with you, I'm still getting to know vice versa, but I felt like I needed to have it, and that's what I felt like I needed to read from you all, which they're kind of cool. I don't know. I'll shuffle with them in a little bit, and we'll see if nothing pops out. In a minute, I might change decks because these are very cool, and I didn't really notice how cool they are. That may not. Ooh. Here we go. I was gonna say that may not mean anything to you, but I don't know. The song that just popped into my head is Katy Perry. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down. You know, Sagittarius, why are you like that sometimes? What's going on with that? It's funny that like that's the song that came to mind, and it's the vice versa deck. I literally just like dropped a whole bunch of cards just now. It's funny that that song came to mind with the vice versa deck, because it's like literally you can be either extreme. Very sad. I'm not gonna read reversals with the vice versa deck because they're like it's front and back of the card, so it's like vice versa. Reversals are kind of built into this. So we've got 6 cards right now. As soon as we get to 10, I will start on your story. And I'll be honest with you, I've read two other signs, all the fire. You're the last fire sign that I'm reading. And everyone else's felt like their cards were all out by this point because we're almost 5 minutes in and we still haven't gotten out. I just look at the cards. That's what I do. We'll just, I don't know what's going on with you guys. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get you feeling good. I'm feeling good. I don't know if I like, so I used to sing like all the time. I used to be in choir and solo and stuff, and I feel like when I'm goofy singing, I can sound hella crazy. But it ain't about that. It's about what makes you happy. Right, Sagittarius? Things are getting all mixed up in here. This deck is so cold. What's with cold, Sagittarius? Tell me in the comments how being cold is relating to you right now. This is very confused right now. I feel like we're about to have a long conversation. Also, it's getting really dark, so if you'll just excuse me while I get the lights. Alright. That's better. Sorry about that. It's gonna be a little funky. I had some really nice lighting earlier, but I've been at this for over an hour now, and the sun has set. It sets behind me, so I was getting like the sunset, not the sunset because the sky over here is dark. I get a really nice sunrise. Thank you much, security people. My door is open a crack because I have a studio, which I love, and my door's open a crack. You know, I'm sorry, Sagittarius. We are almost 8 minutes in and we still haven't got all your cards. So I don't know, I'm just gonna post it. Y'all like it or you don't, you'll let me know. It's meant for who it's meant for. You will know. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna tell your story. And what I was saying, the doors open a little bit, and that's why you could hear the golf cart go by because they were just driving by. And I feel like somebody needs to make up their mind about something. Make up your mind, because like there's so many options that nothing's coming out right now. It'll just take a minute. Y'all need to get your head straight. And you need to get a blanket or something. Take a hot bath. Self-care has been on my mind a lot lately. It was on my mind before I started doing readings, but then it came up in the last reading too, and now I'm getting this whole being cold thing. I'm cold all the time, but I like take sweaters everywhere. Okay. You want to go back in the deck? You don't have to go back in the deck. I'm gonna set these aside because I feel like we might have to clarify some stuff. Even though it's like basically you got 20 cards because you've got both sides of it. This is the Knight of Swords. He's fiery air energy. Like you don't even realize that he's like soaring above mountains. He's charging something like Sagittarius, you're in your head about something. No matter which way I look at this, I see you as being in your head about something. And there's like a storm brewing. You're soaring over the mountains, so like you're not even grounded right now. And I'm really confused about why fire is cold and in their thoughts so much that they're not grounded. Like they're up there in the ether, in the air, which I know air feeds fire, but like the oxygen, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it's not important. Why are you cold and in your head like that? That's not you. So I want to know what's going on. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. Like abundance, check. You've got what you need, but you've turned your back on love and you're focusing on something that you have lost. And there's a crustacean there. There's like a crab coming out of one of the cups, which is kind of like confusion, and there's a bridge over your emotions where you have turned your back on love, but you're not focused on that. You're focused on what you've lost and the confusion that you feel about what you've lost. Here's the Queen of Air, of Swords, of Air. Queen of Swords, which is in air. She's ruling the feminine energy in, goodbye maintenance, man, in the air energy. So you're so in your head right now. You're like the two strongest things, really nothing that's come out so far. I just glanced over the cards. There's literally no fire in your reading. Why are you so cold, Sagittarius? There's a song, I've Gone Cold. My heart is gone, I've gone cold. My heart is gone, I've gone cold. Who hurt you? My Saggies, I'm so sorry. You're on it. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. You've got the King of Pentacles. You're ruling your abundance, your physical manifestation and abundance is there, but you're heartbroken and you're cold. And this is 20, which is Judgment. I want to say it's Judgment. I feel like, yeah, it's Judgment because I got Judgment before. She's got the fertility. He's got the pentacles. The skull is pentacles in some other places, but the ground is like just dehydrated. It's Judgment Day, and everybody's been resurrected, and there's this like that all-knowingness looking down on them and walking out of your grave into nothingness. And this is the warmest card that you guys have, is Judgment. What? Again with the pentacles, all the energies are actually represented through those runes at the top. I don't know if they're called runes correctly or not, but they're emblems that represent each of the elements. And I couldn't tell you exactly which one's which, but I've seen them before, and I know that that's what they are. I just don't know which one. I cannot differentiate. He's sitting here looking out over his kingdom, Four of Pentacles. He's got the fire burning by his feet, just a torch, and he's not looking at it. Again, there's like, the fire in here is so distant. Why are you distanced from your passion? Like, everything about this reading, I feel it's in a very negative space, and I'm confused about that. This is even just throwing down your sword and just walking off into the night, and the other dude's like standing there like, hey, where you going, bud? And you're just like, I don't talk to you. Just not communicating, not acknowledging. And here again, this person's almost like begging you to acknowledge them, and you're just not. Sagittarius, what is going on? I saged before I started this, so don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you what the cards are saying. There's nobody else's. This is a very different story. Here's the moon. There's a feminine energy. There's a face there. There's a snake wrapped around the rod. There's 2 dogs, which are like companionship. There's a golden egg again with a snake wrapped around it. There's the crab, the crustacean, which is like doubt. And there's a dove and a lantern. This is the hermit. He's like looking off into the sunset, so you can see that there's hopefulness there, but it's also the shadow side is very obvious here. He's like out in serpents are Scorpio, like a representation of Scorpio. Scorpio's water, water's emotion. Going off into the night, into your shadow side to look at your emotions. What are you blocking yourself off from? It's not your finances. It's not your ability to think. You are strong in your logic and your mental pursuits. You're strong in your ability to produce tangible physical wealth. But I don't know why this is twisted a little bit. Sorry, that's bothering me. But your passion, the warmth, the fire. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm sorry. I keep trying to straighten the camera, and I feel like that's not what this is about. The 6 of Pentacles. He's surveying his kingdom, everything he rules, and this isn't about that. Oh, get it. I'm gonna stop. I swear I'm gonna stop. This is not about that. This is not about that. This is a distraction. The only place that water shows up in this reading is in the place of loss. But he's turned his back on that flower. You are turning your back on love. You pass judgment on yourself. I don't know why I said yourself. It's not necessarily yourself. And so there's some way in which you are passing judgment. You're passing judgment on love. And you're turning your back on it. And you're like, no, I don't want that. Why don't you want that? Because you came here to find your ultimate happiness. But you're turning your back on love. And love is... And I'm not talking about relationship love. I don't want you to misunderstand me. This is not saying that you have to be in a relationship or you have to go back to someone who has hurt you in any way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying happiness and love are integral parts of each other. You have to have self-love to find happiness. You have love for other beings, other things, your job. Not your job. That's not what I mean. Like, you can dislike your job and want something better for yourself. There's things there. What I'm trying to say, here it is. There are things that you are passionate about, that you love, and you need to make space for those in your life, and do not block them off because of this. Do not turn your back on love, the things that you are passionate about. Do not smother your fire. Where's your fire? You're playing with things that are not your strongest. For example, this is super strong if you're passionate about stuff also. She's super strong if she's passionate about this. Find your passion, find your fire again. Don't turn your back on yourself. I hope this was helpful for you, Sagittarius, and much love to you with what you're dealing with right now. This was spend some time like near fire, like warmth, and water. Like, self-care. Do like a salt bath, light some candles. Yes, do those things. Eat some spicy food. I don't know, just the heat, the warmth. Get it. Sweater, blanket. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. Like, bundle up. Find your warmth. Much love to you. I hope you feel better soon.